Hello and welcome to the show. This is episode 7 of the Einstein's PlayStation podcast. And I am your host, Isaac Miller. Today I'm going to be bringing you the games that are coming out February 24th. Some deals and some news. We're also going to be talking about the price of games in our weekly topic. Sit back and relax and enjoy the show. So to start off, the games that are coming out this Tuesday, February 24th, are Rugby 2015, Dynasty Warriors 8, Empires, Dragon Ball Xenoverse, and Star Wars Just the Tip. Now let's jump into the deals with Destiny, Shadow of Mordor, both for $30 on Amazon. You can also pick up Metro Redux for $25 from Amazon. And last, our one piece of news is the Order 1886 did not live up to its expectations by receiving a score of 6.5 from IGN, which is horrible. That news piece leads us into our weekly topic. Now time for a weekly topic. So, the Order 1886 was released, and with a playtime at around 5 hours, it's about the same length as Transistor, which I also went back and played because it was free on PlayStation Plus. And so, Transistor and the Order 1886 are about the same length. So, they're comparable in that aspect. The Order 1886 it is $60. Transistor, when it came out, was, I believe, $15 or $20, okay? So, that's comparable right there, that you can see, well, it's the same length of game. And then we go and we look at the reviews. IGN gave the Order 1886 a 6.5. IGN gave Transistor a 9. So now you can compare these two things. The Order, which is 5 hours long, and it got a 6.5. Transistor, which got a 9.0 and is also 5 hours long. So right now, Transistor is looking like a better game. Although they're different genres and it's hard to compare that kind of thing. But then you go back and you look, well, one's made by a AAA studio, and one's made by a indie studio. And they both set out to do different goals. The Order's set to make a staple third-person PlayStation 4 exclusive with beautiful graphics and intriguing story and combat. Well, that's what they set out to accomplish. Transistor set out to make a beautiful story with deep strategic combat with RPG elements, and they delivered in that. So the price of games has to be determined by something. If it's not determined by the length, because as you can see, Transistor and the Order 1886 are roughly about the same length, although one is $60 and one is $20. But I guess you could say that the price of games is determined by the developer, because indie games, they have less of a budget, and so they have less of potential to reach their goal of what they set out to do. I know it's not fair to say that, but that's how it could be priced. And AAA developers have lots of resources and people, more people than indies do, and they have way more potential to deliver what they set out to do. And so before all the time is considered, once you just first look at the developers, you can see, well, this is why one game should be priced less. Well, then you go back to the time thing, and if you base the game's price off of time, people that bought Skyrim and put 120 hours into that game, they would have to pay more for that, more than $60 for Skyrim, then they would have to pay for another like a shorter third-person shooter that delivered, such as Uncharted. Okay, since that's a lot shorter of a game than you could put your teeth into Skyrim, unless you replay it a lot. You can say, well, they delivered a polished third-person shooter with a tremendous story. That's the Uncharted series. But it's a lot shorter. Skyrim also delivers lots of good elements, but that's a super long game. So, just the fact of determining price, right now, games are $60, which, if you only had $120 per year to spend on video games, you better get a game that you can put lots of hours into, and that has tons of replayability. And so right now developers are seemingly ripping us off with the high price of the games, and also DLC on top of that, plus consoles and controllers and subscription fees to PlayStation Network, or even for our competitor, Xbox Live. $400 for the console, $60 per controller, $60 per game, $50 for a subscription. You're looking at lots, you're looking at $700 there just for the core stuff. So you're putting lots of money in for what, a 5-hour experience? That's subpar. That is not okay. I don't know what kind of system they could use to rate games and say this one should be less than this one. But some system needs to go in place, either by developers or by, it's going to have to come from publishers or developers. I don't know, because some indie games offer a better experience than these AAA games, and we're paying less for them. And so why not buy a bunch of indie games? Well, then you think, but AAA games may be better to sink your teeth into. Well, maybe that might be true in certain aspects. But look at Spelunky. You can put lots of hours into Spelunky, and it make it well worth your $20 that you spent on that. You can also put lots of hours into Call of Duty to make it worth the $60 you paid. But $60 is just a high price to pay for one single game. So, I think to resolve all this problems, they just have to... indies are doing a good job of pricing their games, at making them affordable and worth the... you get what you're paying for. Solid titles, they just might not be as long. Well, AAA games, if they're shorter, they should definitely lower the price. I'm not saying production values, because they have lots of money and resources going into one project, they have to get the $60 to break even. But if they lower the price and sell more copies, they will break even, they will get the same amount of money total. And so, a system that would be put in place and can resolve that can totally put the industry on track to head in the right direction moving forward. So that wraps up our show. If you want some more PlayStation 4 news, please visit our website at Einstein's PlayStation Playground.wordpress.com. And if we get lots of support, we can take that WordPress off. Please like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more podcasts. I'm your host, Isaac Miller, signing off.